Zohar reading Beresheet, verse 95. Every night when a man sleeps, his spirit removes the covering and ascends. The fire that consumes fire, namely the female principle of Zeranpin, consumes and burns this spirit. Later, the spirits are resurrected and reshaped in their covering as before. Because of this, the spirits have no permanent existence, as do the images above, which is a reference to the angels of the earth, but are burned and then renewed as before. About this it is written, they are new every morning. Ayah 3:23, which refers to the spirits of human beings, which are renewed daily. What is the purpose of the renewal? The verse concludes, great is your faithfulness, so it is great and not small. Verse 96, the phrase, great is your faithfulness, means that it is for certain that the faithfulness or faith, which is the female principle, is great. She is able to receive all the souls of the world and include them, the upper and the lower souls, in herself. The female principle is a great and large space that includes everything and is never full. This is the secret of the verse. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Kohelet 1:7. The female principle is called the sea, and the rivers are the souls. So the verse actually means that all the souls flow into the female principle, yet she is not full. And the reason she is not yet full is because the souls run into the sea, which receives them and burns them inside it. Because of this, the sea is not yet full. Afterward, the sea restores the souls to their former state, and they come into this world. This is why the verse reads, great is your faithfulness. Verse 97, on this day, the third day, it is written twice that it was good. Beresheet 1:10-12. This day is associated with two sides, the right column and the left column. It told each side that it was good, thereby reconciling the discord between them. This is why the phrase "and said" appears twice in it. Herein lies the secret of the name, that is formed with the four letters Yod-K, Vav-K, inscribed and engraved. These can add up to 12 letters that represent the four images on all four sides of the Holy Throne, which is the female principle of Zeranpin. Verse 98, and Elohim said, let there be lights. Me'orot, Beresheet 1:14. The word Me'orot is written here with defective spelling without the letter Vav. This means that the children's disease, croup, diphtheria, was created because without Vav, Me'orot means curses. As in the verse, the curse, Me'orot, of Hashem is in the house of the wicked. Mishlei 3:33. For after the illumination of the primordial light was concealed, the skull, the klipa, of the brain was created. The klipa expanded and brought forth another klipa. As soon as the klipa went forth, it ascended and descended until it reached a small face. It wanted to cleave to it and become part of its form. It refused completeness to be separated from it. When the Holy One, blessed be He, created Adam, He separated it from there, and the klipa descended below to the level of Malchut only, in order to fix it in this world, on the level of Malchut alone and not above it. Verse 99, when the klipa saw Eve clinging to the side of Adam, who represented the beauty of above, and saw in them the complete form, it flew up from its place at the level of Malchut and wanted to cling to the small faces of Adam and Eve, as before. However, the guards at the gates did not allow the Klippah to cling to them. The Holy One, blessed be He, scolded it and cast it into the depths of the sea. Verse 100, the Klippah sat there in the depth of the sea until Adam and his wife sinned. Then the Holy One, blessed be He, took the Klippah out from the depths of the sea. It took control over all those babies who are the small faces of people, who deserve punishment for the sins of their fathers. It wandered around the world, approached the gates of the terrestrial Garden of Eden, saw the cherubs guarding the gate of the garden, and sat down near the bright blade of the sword from which it had originally emerged. Verse 101. When the bright blade of the revolving sword changed to judgment, the Klippah fled and wandered around the world and found babies due to be punished. It is called the bright blade of a revolving sword because it revolves and changes back and forth between mercy and judgment. The Klippah laughed with the babies and then killed them. It did this during the waning of the moon, as its light diminished. This is why Me'orot, luminaries, is spelled without the letter Vav, which means curses. When Cain was born, the Klippah was unable to cling to him, but later it approached him, cleaved to him, and bore from him spirits and flying spirits. Verse 102. Adam had intercourse with female spirits for 130 years until Naamah came. Because of her beauty, she led the sons of Elohim, Ezzah and Ezael, astray. She bore them all sorts of new kinds of Klippah. Evil spirits and demons spread out from her into the world. They wander around the world during the night, deriding human beings and causing nocturnal pollution. Wherever they find men sleeping alone in their own homes, they hover over them and cling to them, arousing lustful desire and having offspring by them. Verse 103. When the moon is restored, the letters Mem, Aleph, Resh, Tav, and the word Me'orot, which means curses, are turned into Aleph, Mem, Resh, Tav, Imrat. This is according to the secret of the verse. The word of Imrat, Hebrew, Hashem is tried. He is a shield to all those who trust in him. Tehillim 18:31. He is a shield for all those who hold fast to their faith in the Holy One, blessed be He, against all those evil spirits and prosecutors who wander through the world at the time the light of the moon is diminished. Verse 104. King Solomon penetrated the depth of the secret of the nut. As it is written, I went down into the garden of nuts, Shir Hasharim 6:11. He took hold of the shell, the Klippah, of the nut and looked at all its layers. He came to realize that the main pleasure of the spirits of the shell of the nut was just to cling to human beings and defile them, as it is written, and the delights of the sons of men, women very many. Shidot is Kohelet 2:8. This means that the demons, Shedim, take pleasure only in human beings. Verse 105. This verse also means that male and female demons are born from the pleasure human beings enjoy during sleep at night. It was necessary, the Holy One, blessed be He, to create and supply the world with everything, including the Klippot. So everything can be compared to the nut. Just as the inner part of the nut is surrounded by many layers of shell, the inner parts of all the worlds are similarly surrounded by many layers above and below, in the supernal worlds and in the world, as will be explained. Verse 106. From the beginning of the secret of the supernal point, which is Eric Anpin, to the end of all grades, they are all intertwined, so each and every one is a klipa to the other. A klipa is like a covering or an outer layer, just as a shell is a covering for a fruit. Verse 107, the primal point, which is Eric Anpin, is the internal light, whose purity, translucency, and cleanliness are beyond comparison. When the expansion spreads beyond Eric Anpin, which is the point, this expansion of that point becomes a chamber for the purpose of covering that point. The light of that point is incomprehensible because of its great purity. Verse 108, the chamber, namely Abba and Ima, which covers the concealed point, which is Eric Anpin, is a light that has no limits. This means that the light of the chamber is also unknown and inconceivable. Nevertheless, it is not as pure and subtle as the light of the primal point, Eric Anpin, which is hidden and concealed. This chamber issues forth an expansion of the primal light. As it is written, and Elohim said, let there be light, and there was light. Beresheet 1:3. This expansion, Yisrael, Saba, and Tevuna, is a covering for that pure and subtle chamber, namely Abba and Ima, which is more internal than Yisrael, Saba, and Tevuna. Verse 109. From here on, Yisrael, Saba, and Tevuna expanded, each one with the other, and became enclosed by each other until all the grades enclosed one another. One was the inner part and the other the outer layer. Though one is a garment in relation to what is above it, it has also become the inner aspect of another grade, a grade that is below it. So Abba and Ima, which are considered a garment for Eric Anpin, became the inner part and internal aspect of Yisrael, Saba, and Tevuna. Thus, Yisrael, Saba, and Tevuna, which form a garment for Abba and Ima, became the inner part of Zer Anpin. Thus, Zer Anpin, which is the garment for Yisrael, Saba, and Tevuna, became the inner part for his female principle. The same thing occurred below, in the lower worlds of Bria, Yetzirah, and Asiya. The female principle of Absolute is enclosed within Bria, and Bria within Yetzirah, and Yetzirah within Asiya. Accordingly, the Neshama and a human is enclosed within the Ruach, and the Ruach within the Nefesh, and the physical body. In this image, the human being exists in this world with an inner part and an outer shell, which correspond to a spirit and a body. All this is for the perfection of the world.